What's going on, guys? It's Jonathan here. Hope you guys are having an amazing day. Today's video, we're going to talk about basically the first level of healing, how you should approach, your first healing session, or the mentality you should have during your first healing session. And the most important thing at first is you got to realize that you have to learn to forgive yourself first before you start forgiving others. And you have to let go of past mistakes. You have to let go of past regrets. And we're gonna do a little exercise here. Okay? I want you guys to take a sheet of paper right now and write down every single quality that you have. This is your time to brag, seriously. Write down as many qualities as you possibly can think about yourself. Okay? And on the other side, I want you to write down every weakness you feel you have. Take the time you need, take the 5, 10, 15 minutes to write this list out. Really put some thought into it and then come back to this video. Alright, your list should be all done now. I'll tell you, when I did this the first time, it was pretty early in my awakening. And like I say, I had my awakening because I was in a place of hopelessness. Okay, I was in a deep depression, downward spiral. Everything crumbled in my life. And when I did this list, okay, I was pretty much 50-50 because I truly didn't love myself. I truly didn't have quite the self-worth that I should have. And a lot of it was based off of the past. Pretty much all of it was based off the past. You know, it's just I had so many life regrets. I made some really stupid mistakes that I thought at the time. But now that I look back, let's say on some mistakes that I made, I see that, you know what, having the information just the information and the knowledge I had back then, did I really have any other choice? I truly feel I didn't have any other choice, and I did what I thought was best for myself at the time. You know, same thing with regrets. I'll give you an example, okay? I've played a lot of my life has been played on let's play it safe. It's better to be safe than to be sorry. And that wasn't actually me. Okay, this was brought on by early childhood neglect, some trauma during my childhood, especially my social group. You know, if you're brought up into a social group where most of the time people are pessimistic, you know, you come up and I've had some great business ideas, and honestly, I never truly followed them through because of my inner circle being so pessimistic. Anytime I would have a great idea and I would start to work towards it, instead of keeping it to myself, I would tell all my friends and tell my family and tell everyone. And what's the first thing that happens is most people were like, yeah, but give an example. Yeah, but you've already got a great job and you have a pension plan. Why would you want to risk that to go and start this new endeavor? And it happened throughout my entire life until my awakening. I was always playing it safe. I was, you know, living just to survive instead of living to thrive. And that's the thing. If you risk nothing in life, you're risking everything in life. Meaning you're risking every opportunity that God has given you to shine. Every opportunity God has given you to start creating out of love, start creating out of passion. And that's why I want you to look back at your life and at your regrets and at your mistakes and realize this one thing. Okay, most people don't realize this, okay? Your higher self decides the life you're gonna live, meaning not the entire life, but how you're gonna come into this world and how you're gonna be able to be awakened. Okay, and your higher self chooses to have these negative experiences, these low vibrational experiences, these heartaches, these pains, to simply awaken you, to make you realize that that's not the way you should be living. And the great news is you're awakened. If you're awakened, this is going to be the greatest life you have ever had on this earth. Because now you're connecting with your higher self, you're connecting with God, you're connecting with your angels. And there's no better feeling than that, especially once you actually start to tune into your feelings, tune into your heart chakra, start healing, it's going to greatly help your communication with your higher self, your angels, your guides, and God. And the great news is you only need to have 2, 3 really good chances or opportunities brought onto you by your angels and your guides in order to really transform your life, in order to really start living out of joy, start living out of love, and stop living in fear as in, how am I going to pay the bill next month? How am I going to get through with this? And instead of having certain situations come up where it's the unknown and it's automatically, this fear that comes in, because it's in human nature to fear the unknown. But I tell you this now, walk into the fear, go into the dark. You head into the darkness to be able to see the light. You can't see the light without going into the darkness. And that's how I've been able to truly begin to forgive myself, is start realizing that these traumas, these certain things that happened during my childhood were done on purpose. It was the only way that I was going to be able to awaken. If I would have had the perfect childhood, okay, guess what? I wouldn't be sitting here making a video. I wouldn't be awakened. Why? Because I had the perfect life. I had no reason to awaken. Now look at your list, okay? And look at how many of the characteristics you wrote down, which are characteristics you have had for as long as you can remember. Because these characteristics you've had since your early childhood was brought on to you by early childhood trauma, by neglect, by your social surrounding. You had no choice. You didn't know any better. The same thing with me being an introvert. I'm still consider myself an introvert, but not to the same extent that I once did. I once lived too much in my head. I made it too much about the only way I was able to feel truly safe was to completely adapt myself to my surrounding, completely blend into my surrounding, which in reality made me completely invisible. And that's why I can tell you this. I might have a handful of friends right now. And that's okay, because they're true friends. I'd much rather have a handful, 2, 3, 4, 5 really good close friends that I can actually go and talk to and open up to, than have 50 or 100 acquaintances where there's no deep connection there. I've always been like that, where I want to have the deep connection with other people. I don't want this superficial exterior connection with other people. Another thing you can start doing is start monitoring your thoughts. Okay? Start monitoring your thoughts all the time, and anytime. Start taking inventory. Are the majority of my thoughts pessimistic thoughts, or the majority of my thoughts optimistic thoughts? Because that's the thing. You want to start this healing, and you want to start having positive thoughts to raise your vibrations up. Because most people are living down here in fear, guilt, and shame. And that's what you're going to attract. You're going to attract situations that are going to represent that. Whereas once you start healing, and once you're able to start have positive thoughts, have more of a positive outlook on your actual situation, you're instantly raising up your vibrations, one, which is automatically going to bring into your world better situations. But also by healing, you're connecting more now with your higher self, and you're connecting more with your angels, which is going to help you out. This is it's like having a cheat code for a video game. It's just having the inner knowing, this is the path I should be taking, even though your brain is saying, no, how come you should be taking this path? Let's say, why wouldn't you want to pay your mortgage? Why wouldn't you want to pay your rent? Why would you head in that direction? And your brain doesn't have the ability to know which timeline you're picking, whereas your heart absolutely knows it. And the weird thing is, we're the only species on this earth that doesn't use our heart to its full potential. Now, you don't believe me? Look at this. How is it that zebras can live on the same land as lions, and they've survived for this long? That's their heart chakra. That's it. That's the secret animals. That's their heart chakra. They can sense there's a lion. The lion sends out a certain vibration, and same thing, the zebra sends out a certain vibration, and they can feel these different vibrations. Therefore, the zebra stays away from the lion. And I want you to look at it in that way, except now it's helping you move ahead. It's helping you pick the highest timelines possible because you're doing what you truly love. And I can tell you this, that my manifestations, when I manifest instantly, okay, it's when I'm actually really excited and doing something out of love and doing something out of passion. One thing too I find that people in our society don't do enough is, instead of having little goals and actually really being proud of themselves, you're actually really being proud of your each little step you take. We always have to have these huge leaps. I won't be happy until I get this. I won't be happy till I reach this level. But instead of looking at the end goal, okay, start looking at daily things you can do, or daily steps you can take to start feeling proud of yourself. To start realizing that, you know what, you're making a difference in this world. And it could just be, I'm telling you, it could just be you're walking down the street and you just smile at someone, you just say hi to someone. It could be something as simple as that. I'll give you an example, okay? One thing I do pretty often is I do meditations for those around me, the people that I love. I love doing this. I'm a night owl, so normally I do this meditation, let's say around midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, when I know that all my loved ones and all my friends and those that I care about are sleeping. And I especially do this if, let's say, it's late at night and you just feel the high vibrational energy inside of you. You just feel this tingling. And that's what I'll do. I'll use that energy. I'll send that energy out to the ones that I love to help them heal in whichever way they need to heal. Lastly, I just want to talk about how you can use your angels, your guides, your higher self, God, to help you heal. You don't have to be sitting in your room and praying. Like I am telling you this, I don't speak to my angels or God in any sort of formal way. I speak to them as if they were my best friends, because you know what? Right now, they're the absolute closest friends I have. You can tell anything to your angels and they don't judge you. They just completely love you. They live out of love. And they'll only help you out with the highest level, with the highest opportunities available to you. And that's the thing, is you'll receive these downloads, these ideas from your angels, and they can't do everything for you. Okay, they can't change your life with you just sitting on your couch in your living room. You have to take action. You get an idea, take action, even if it's just a little step. I'll give you an example. This course I'm doing right now, this basic career conversion I'm doing, it's going on right now on 7-8 months, and I'm not rushing it. It's basically, I'm riding the spiritual wave. When I feel like it, or when I'm drawn to it, I push hard into my business. And when I feel like it, I step back. Okay, no, now it's time to step back and really look deep inside and do some inner healing. And your angels can do this all day long. You're having a hard day, take a couple minutes and just in your head talk to your angels. Ask them, angels, I need guidance. Angels, I need love. I need to be nurtured right now. Please help me with what I should do next to move forward, how I should begin to heal. And realize something, that crying is not showing weakness. Someone who's weak is someone who doesn't cry, someone who doesn't show their feelings. And I know it can be hard. I was brought up that, you know what, you shouldn't cry, you shouldn't show your weakness. It's a sign of weakness. And it's the complete opposite. I'm all over the map. Let's say if I'm having a bad day, I'll let out the tears, I'll let out the negativity. If I'm having a great day, same thing. I could tear up because I just see something that's absolutely so beautiful. And that's the beauty about being awakened, is removing that filter. Because it's that filter that basically calcifies your heart chakra and makes it that you can't possibly have any good feelings. You can only take in negative feelings. You can also do meditations, and during your meditation, same thing. Ask if you need to have, let's say, a encouragement to do something. Ask for Archangel Michael. If you need to do some healing, ask for Mother Mary. Ask for Archangel Gabriel. If you need to get yourself in alignment with a certain frequency or vibration to attract what you're trying to attract, and you just have a hard time doing so and you just can't, ask Archangel Metatron. You know, if you need to have a brand new idea, you need to know what's my next step I can take. You can ask Archangel Chamuel. That's the thing. It's like there's all these angels and archangels and guides and God and our higher self that are here and that want to help us. And it's only through healing that you're actually going to be able to open up the gates to this information, open the gates to be able to feel, especially because most of the time for me with my angels, it's a feeling. You know, I'll have this feeling and then I really pay attention to my surroundings, and then I'll either get a message. You know, it could be just a sign, it could be a street sign, it could be a number, it could be a person that specifically says something to me. But there's many ways they can come in, but the main thing is ask for them to help you with something, but then move forward no matter how little step you take. Move forward and just knowing that they're going to be there to help guide you. And start being gentle on yourself. I used to be so hard on myself, you know. I make a mistake and I call myself stupid and this and that. And that's not who I am. Yeah, I still make mistakes, but you know what? Live with it. I made a mistake. Now I know what not to do. And the most important thing with mistakes or challenges or anything like that is simply knowing that, you know what? What's the lesson to be learned here? And once you start realizing that mistakes or doors that closed are actually the true path to your happiness, because you're closing this door, well, guess what? Eventually you're going to open the door that leads you to truly happiness. That's going to lead you to your passion. That's going to lead you to complete wholeness. You know, like I give you an example. I used to get angry at the stupidest little things. I shouldn't, you know, I shouldn't be getting angry at stupid little thing like that. But it's once I realized it, it's because I was looking for love. But I was looking for love on the exterior, from others. I was looking to be validated from others. But it's once I realized that love comes from the inside, and then you love yourself from the inside, and that's when I started to have complete peace and harmony. Alright, that's just a couple tips there, guys, on how to start healing once you're awakened. And I'm telling you, this is just the first level. Okay? There's many, it's just like an onion, there's many different levels. But the first level of healing is the most painful. But I'm telling you this, after a couple good purges, you'll start feeling better, and you'll actually enjoy crying out of sadness, because you're realizing that you're releasing that feeling once and for all. All right, it's Jonathan. I love you guys. I hope you guys have an amazing day, and namaste.